Hi, everyone. Lisa Haven here, and I've got a huge report to share with you. Everything from a bizarre, I'm going to call it very un-American flag at a Packers game, to a stock market increase and a trade deal between President Trump, Canada, and Mexico, a new NAFTA, if you will. Well, to discuss these things with me, I brought on Colin Plume with NobleGoldInvestments.com because he's got a lot of insight on this NAFTA deal and kind of what's going on with that. So, Colin, are you with me over there?
Yes, Lisa, thank you. Excited to talk. A lot of things happening today.
Awesome. Well, I'm excited you got to come on and tell me what's going on. Let's start first with NAFTA because I think, or a new NAFTA deal, not calling it NAFTA, new, it's called what? USMCM, what is it? What?
USMCA, basically goodbye NAFTA. NAFTA's gone, as long as it gets approved through Congress, which I think most people agree that it will. And this new deal is a victory for dairy farmers. It's a victory for auto manufacturers, especially the auto worker. A big victory for the auto worker. There's a lot going on in this negotiation, but the biggest thing is that it gets us more focused on having our cars purchased, having 60 to 70% of the parts made in Canada, US, and Mexico. So increasing the percentage of parts made, keeping the money, keeping the work here in North America. And then the biggest change is increasing the amount of the car that needs to be made by North American workers making above $16 per hour. So by 2020, it's going to be required that 30% of the car is made by an employee that makes at least $16 an hour. So I would say, even though in the last few years a lot of people have criticized Trump for some of the things that have happened with the car makers, this is definitely a win for the U.S. automaker, the employee, and it's hopefully it'll help keep more of those jobs here. And I think what it's going to do is hopefully bring us back to the era that I remember as a child, when people always bought American cars. I think in the 80s and 90s, everybody tried to buy an American car because that was something they believed in. And I think that we lost a little bit of that, partly because the cars were poorly made, and partly because I think people just felt like so many of the parts weren't made here in the US that it didn't really matter. And this negotiation really focuses on making that really important. So I think it's definitely a win in terms of a trade deal.
Oh, good. Okay. So far you see this as a positive thing, because I know NAFTA was a bit somewhat of a disaster. So hopefully this one's better. Now, what repercussions do you think this is going to have on the economy?
So it will, I don't care who says, it's probably going to make cars more expensive here eventually, and in other parts of the world. It will give us a little bit of a disadvantage, because obviously other places in the world, they have employees that get paid much less than $16 an hour. For instance, in Mexico, you're looking at $4 or $5 an hour for the same labor. And so it's going to make cars a little bit more expensive, could hinder some of the automakers here, but hopefully people realize that paying a tiny bit more, and I think it'll be negligible, but paying a tiny bit more to have a car will help keep a job here in the United States. And ultimately, that employee, that lives here is spending money here in the United States, and they're going to keep that money here. And that's really been Trump's mission with a lot of these negotiations, is how do we keep jobs here? How do we keep more of the money here? And how can we stay away from moving it overseas? So I think that the downside could be our cars would be a little bit less competitive price-wise, but hopefully we see this renewed American spirit and people continue to buy cars here from American makers.
I hope so. I mean, I drive a Ford, so it's all good. So, I mean, the more that we can bring back to the economy, the better. And that's why I like this Trump coin that you guys made. And if you guys want to check it out, you can get this at TrumpCoin2020.com. Now you got a little velvet case for it, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we have a velvet collector's case here for anybody that wants to do that. They can acquire that on the website. So it's great for gifts, and we've had a lot of people send them to friends and family as gifts. So as Christmas is coming up, it's a great time to look at this coin. It is made in the U.S. It's shipped here in the U.S. All of our employees, are happy to be working here, and everything is U.S. made. So we believe, similar to the president, that you got to keep these keep these jobs here in the United States, which is really important. The other part of this new agreement is what's going to happen with dairy. We've had a significant disadvantage in the U.S. with dairy. Canada, what they do is they have high tariffs for any milk coming from the U.S. to Canada, and this agreement is going to loosen some of that up. It's going to drop some of the tariffs, and it's going to allow us to start selling some products. So it's also a big win for dairy farmers, because what Canada does, because it's such a small market there, they've always made it difficult to go over there. And it's one of the things that Trump's always kind of emphasized is we need to be able to sell our dairy. It makes sense that we should be able to sell our dairy just right above the border. And really, it's been so expensive to do that. So this deal, another part of this deal is going to be focused on that.
Good. Hopefully we get some good turns in the economy. We're still, unimaginable debt right now. And there's, the stock markets are going crazy. We talked about that a little bit. Yeah. I know right now, just because of this deal that he made, it went up 200 points, like immediately after, over 200 points now. So it's definitely got this teeter-totter on the stock market going up right now. We know it just kind of went down before this, but lots going on. And that's why, I partner with people like you to call in, because you guys do notice the accomplishments. Like, you list his accomplishments here. And by the way, I'm buying like 10 of these for Christmas presents for Christmas. I'm sending them to friends, family members. I friggin' love these. They're good. And cost-wise, you can always trade them in if push comes to shove. But that's at Trump Coin 2020. But that aside, speaking of this union, if you will, between America, Canada, and New Mexico, or Mexico, not New Mexico, but Mexico, Canada, and America, there was this freakish flag at the Packers game. And I'm going to toss it up on the screen for you guys if you haven't seen it. But that is not my American flag. Let me say that again. This is not my flag. What do you say?
With everything that's going on with NFL, the ratings were down tremendously Sunday night here with Sunday Night Football, which is one of their big events. This flag, I'm not sure what it. I was trying to figure out today what connection it is. It has colors that should look like our flag. There's not enough stars. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be. I know it's very confusing what this flag's all about. But I think there's a real disconnect with the NFL right now. I think they're really missing the mark, unfortunately, and I'd love to get an explanation from the league. And the odd thing, the Green Bay Packers has always been an organization that I've admired, because it's actually, the team has ownership by the fans. I don't know if you're aware of this. They have a family that owns it, but also you can be, if you live in Pittsburgh and you're, if you live in Green Bay and you're part of this organization, you can own part of this team. And so it's shocking that they would release a flag that really doesn't make any sense. And I think people should be up in arms about this. I think people should be very upset.
I am. 24 states are they representing on that flag? Where's the rest of us? They're only missing, 26 some odd, stars from that flag. And I couldn't help, it's going on at the same time that we're making this deal between other countries. Is this some kind of sign of a union between America, Mexico, and Canada to come, or some kind of, thing in the future? I hope not. But it's kind of creepy that way.
Yeah, maybe the flag was supposed to be longer, or that's maybe it was supposed to go out a little wider, and that the rest of the stars were supposed to be there. I'm not really sure, but it doesn't resemble our flag, and I think we'll see how the NFL responds and the Packers respond. But I think everybody was just shocked, and I think, considering everything that's happened with with the anthem and everything that's been going on, I'm surprised that they were so liberal in their release of this flag.
Yeah, agreed. Do you kneel or stand?
Yeah, it's
Well, I wouldn't be standing, I mean, kneeling for that. I mean, I would not be giving any respect to that flag. Let's put it that way. I'd turn my back to the thing.
Yeah, that's a flag that you're not gonna want to salute to. I don't know. I'd love to see. I haven't seen anyone come out and say what happened there, but it seems like a big mistake on their end. So.
Well, tell us too. I know you guys also, I didn't want to leave this out of the broadcast, but you guys, back to the economy kind of, I know we kind of took a sidetrack, but back to the economy. I know one way that you can stay clear of any economic issues that are coming is to convert your 401ks into some kind of solid Roth IRA, and you guys offer that.
Absolutely, yeah. If anyone has questions, we have a number of free guides. I have one of them here. Here's one of our gold and silver guides. It's about 8 or 9 pages, really easy to read. So anyone that wants physical metals, that's what we do. Gold and silver, precious metals, we can help them convert IRAs, 401ks. A lot of people have old 401ks they forgot about. So any of these accounts that you want to move over into metals. And I think what people are looking at is, even though the economy is going great right now, is, are you diversified? Do you have a portion of your holdings in something besides the stock market, something besides real estate? Because as we know, typically when the market turns, those two markets are affected pretty substantially. And that's what we saw in 2008. That's what we saw in 2001. So you want to be protected. And if you want to get something physical and diversify, give us a call. We'd be happy to send out lots of free information. Or if you just want to get some gold and silver delivered to your doorstep, a lot of people that listen to your show have done that with us, and everything comes out in a nondescript package. We ship it directly to your doorstep. So anyone that wants something private and something delivered to their doorstep, we can assist them with that also.
And that's awesome. And I'm going to leave all the links below. So NobleGoldInvestments.com below, your TrumpCoin2020.com below. But I encourage you guys, look what's going on with this trade deal. We don't know the repercussions of it. So far, it's looking good. But always keep in mind the instabilities of the market. You don't want to buy at the wrong time. When the economy collapses and everything's gone, you want to have something solid that you can have backing your 401k, getting gold and silver. It's a good bartering tool, correct?
Absolutely, yeah. And there's different, for someone that's, not looking at the Trump coin, they just want to get some rounds or bars for home for trading and bartering. Obviously, we have those instruments. You can buy smaller gold pieces. So, there's tons of different products out there. What we've done is we've narrowed down the field. There's 10,000 different gold and silver products. We've stripped them down to the most basic, the ones that most people are buying and selling every day. So anything you buy from us is going to be easy to trade and barter with. All the products have high demand. So give us a call. We'll break everything down for you. Spend a lot of time. All the brokers here are willing to spend as much time as you need, answer questions. There's no pressure. We're a family business. So feel free to call in and ask as many questions as you have, and hopefully we can help some people get into some metals.
Perfect. Well, thanks again for coming on the broadcast, Colin. I truly appreciate it.
Thanks, Lisa. Have a great day.
You too. And thank you guys again for listening in, and all the information is below. And leave me your comments. I'd love to hear what you guys think about this flag. What's going on? What do you think about the trade deal? Comment below. Anyhow, thanks again for tuning in. I'm Lisa Haven, and that was Colin Plume signing out.